You're welcome to Health Point on iBrand Television. My name is Prince Ifeanyi Dike, and I have here two wonderful health care professionals that will talk on something very, very important. Today's topic is leukemia. What do you think about leukemia? Do you know what leukemia is all about? Apparently this month we are talking about, we're trying to raise awareness for cancers generally, but specifically we're talking about blood cancer. Please permit me to welcome Dr. Yusuf Adelabu. You're welcome.
Thank you.
And Mrs. Abosede Ogunlade, you're welcome. Yes. They are members of this wonderful organization known as the White Cell Foundation, basically to propagate the message that leukemia can be handled. Tell us about the White Cell Foundation.
The White Cell Foundation is a non-governmental organization which we started in January this year, 2020. And the sole aim or our mission is to improve the survival and the quality of life of blood cancer patients and their family in Nigeria. So we have a three-pronged approach, with our activities: awareness, support, and research. So we create awareness about blood cancers in Nigeria. We support blood cancer patients in Nigeria, and we also research into innovative solutions to the challenges of confronting blood cancer patients in Nigeria.
Tell us about this One Blood campaign.
September worldwide is the Blood Cancer Awareness Month. So it's a month to create awareness about blood cancer. For us as a foundation, the White Cell Foundation, so the theme for our campaign for this year is tagged One Blood. One Blood means that we are all one. We should show solidarity and support for blood cancer patients, and we should make sure that we get to support them to be able to get a cure.
How does one know that he has leukemia? Madam?
Through test, basically. We have a general test that can point towards that, and then we have some specific tests. Generally, it starts from doing simple tests like full blood count. When you do full blood count and then you see that maybe the total white blood cell count is on the high side, you tend to think towards different things. Is it infection? Is it leukemia? Then you go further by doing some other advanced tests like bone marrow biopsy and then aspirate. The aspirate you check it under the microscope, and then the biopsy too. From there, you'll be able to know that this is leukemia. But then there are different types of leukemia. So you can do some other specific genetic tests like immunophenotyping, cytometry, and some other ones to know the particular type of leukemia the patient is suffering from. Okay.
And if you now know how to treat that person.
Yes.
We're talking about blood. Blood is very important in the body. The white cell and the red cell, which is the most important?
They are all equally important. They have different functions. The red cell carries the oxygen that we breathe. It takes it to the tissue, while the white cell fights infection. These two are very important.
So one fights infection, one is a transporter of oxygen.
Yes.
Wow. Viewers, you now know that now. That's what you get by watching Health Point. Now, talking about leukemia, does it relate to bone marrow?
Yeah, so the blood that flows in our veins and arteries actually originates from the bone marrow. Bone marrow is like the factory, the blood-making factory of the body. So most times whenever blood cancer develops, it does develop from the bone marrow, even though it does also affect the blood. So yes, leukemia usually originates from the bone marrow.
I have heard of bone marrow transplant. Is it part of the cure?
Yes, one of the definitive curative modalities of treatment for blood cancers is actually bone marrow transplant or stem cell transplant. Because as I just mentioned, most leukemias originate from the bone marrow. So, and most times it starts from a clone of cells, that rapidly divides, and proliferates to, outcrowd the normal cells that should be developing in the marrow. So in order to be able to completely wipe out the leukemia cells, because in the bone marrow they are a bit secluded in hiding, most times the treatment that are given will be to wipe out both the leukemic cells and the normal cells, then to now
introduce new
cells that will repopulate the marrow and start forming healthy normal cells.
This program you're having this month, we're in September right now, I know that people might watch this video over and over again, but we're just here to create awareness that there's leukemia, and the White Cell Foundation is out to ensure the treatment of a lot of all the Nigerians suffering from this disease. But is it prevalent in Nigeria that people suffer from this sickness?
Yes, it is, because it's known that worldwide, annually, every year, about 900,000, individuals are newly diagnosed with blood cancer.
900,000
globally. So we don't have specific data in Nigeria. That's part of what the White Cell Foundation is trying to achieve, to get the local data, so we would know what the burden actually is in Nigeria. But we do know that quite a number.
Now,
of
right now,
Nigerians
some people are suffering from it.
Yes, we've had people that are on treatment. We've had survivors in Nigeria. So, and as I said, our mission is to improve the survival and the quality of life of blood cancer patients in Nigeria.
Now, you said there are 3 points. Awareness, support,
and research.
Let's talk about the support. How do we support them?
Okay, so first is to support them, because most treatments, to achieve a cure for blood cancers are actually quite expensive. Of course, these individuals, young or old, are usually very ill, so they require a lot of support, to show love, to show empathy. But really, it's financially draining.
Is it a death sentence?
It is not a death sentence. Most blood cancers are actually curable if they are diagnosed early, if they actually receive adequate and proper treatment.
Let's take a short break. We'll be right back. Part of the fund that you need to raise, because I know that we need to support you. Nigerians need to support this organization so that they can raise money to treat those patients. And also, at least let's have White Cell Foundation lab.
Yeah, okay.
Do you understand the point?
So we're doing quite,
that is the research now.
It's not that we don't have some laboratory capacity in Nigeria, but it's just the initial, laboratory diagnosis. For this type of blood conditions, the blood cancers, you need specific diagnosis, because some of the diagnostic tests also direct what form of treatment are given. And those are the ones that are not currently available locally in Nigeria. And so part of what we are doing as an organization is that we want to bring this to we want it to be locally available.
How much are you looking at to help all these other people that are suffering from the ailment now?
So as part of the One Blood campaign that we're having, we also have an aspect we call One Donation. Okay. With the One Donation, our aim is to raise 10 million naira to support 100 blood cancer patients in Nigeria.
10 million naira?
Okay, so we know it's actually not going to go so far, but we actually want to start with that to see how to support blood cancer patients. 10 million naira
is like
100,000 per patient.
Per patient.
Yes. So.
And where would that go?
Okay, so it's part of the things we could do for some patients, because we do get calls on a regular basis to support blood cancer patients. We know it won't do much, but for a start in this first year of the campaign, we want to raise that amount to be able to help blood cancer patients, either with their treatment. Some need blood transfusion, some need medication, some need to offset their hospital bills, some need, some things to even, get to, transport themselves to where to get other tests or other things to do.
How will the money be dispersed?
Okay, so we have
because this is public trust now.
Yes, so that's one thing that we actually, hold very the integrity, with it. So both the board that actually does direct the regular daily activities, and we also have a medical advisory board. So we have a patient support unit that is headed by one of our directors, Dr. Enola Enifeni. So we do have criteria in which we use to, because we only want to use it for indigent patients really. Okay. For a start.
I would say you should raise it to 50 million, because it's nothing. 10 million naira is nothing compared to our foreign exchange. One state governor can give it to you. There are charitable Nigerians out there that want to support this. Can you say the account number? Maybe one can use to support you.
We have a website, the whitecellfoundation.com.ng, so /donate. So there is a donation link there. The account details too are also there.
I'd like to ask you, what are the common symptoms of leukemia? The
symptoms of leukemia, essentially are largely non-specific. Most times they actually results, when some of the cells are actually low. Like I said, the red cells are the ones that carry oxygen. So most time when the red cell levels are low, so one will be feeling fatigue, shortness of breath. Other symptoms include fever. We know, there are over 1,000 causes of fever, breathlessness, weight loss, and night sweats, excessive night sweats, which usually comes from increased metabolism in the body, because those cells are rapidly dividing, so there are lots of activities going on in the bone marrow.
Sweating in the AC.
Sweating even under the AC. So if one is having excessive sweating, even though that could be caused by other conditions like tuberculosis, can actually also cause that. So the symptoms are actually largely non-specific, and that is why it's important to actually have a high index of suspicion. One of the initial tests to be done is the blood test, the blood count, and that's usually the machine will raise a flag once the white cell counts are very high. Even though most times white cell counts, from the blood cells being high, is usually a reflection of infection. But that's also one of the symptoms of blood cancers, having recurrent infection, usually one of the pointers to blood cancer.
And somebody suddenly develop leukemia, somebody that is, is healthy.
The mechanism that's been identified, by which leukemia or blood cancers develop is that usually, of course, cells in the bone marrow are rapidly dividing, so they are always forming millions and billions of cells every day. But usually we found out that along the process something can go wrong. So yes, it could just develop spontaneously. But most time when the clone of cells go rogue and they are no longer under the control, the normal natural control of the body, so they start developing and dividing out of place, and in so doing crowd the marrow. So most times it's sporadic. Blood cancers develop out
just
of
like
blood.
that.
Just like that.
Is there any food we can be eating, ma'am?
Yeah, I will encourage foods that are rich in antioxidants, fruits, vegetables, because like he said, one of the predisposing factors is environmental factor. And then at the end of the day, these things might lead to the generation of what we call free radicals. So when you eat foods that are rich in antioxidants, it will mop up these free radicals in the blood, and free radicals has been known to be one of the causes of cancer. So I will encourage eating veggies and
veggies. Today I'm going to eat veggie. What other means do you have for raising fund apart from the account that we saw earlier?
We have the one kit, which is a set of
kits.
A kit. So we have the face cap, the face masks, and the t-shirts, and also a carrier bag, which is going to be packaged.
Okay, just like this.
Just like this.
Wow,
so,
this is great.
As a set.
Okay, this is a face mask. Wow, this is good. And the t-shirt.
The t-shirt and the face cap.
The face cap. I think I like the black. All right,
so
no problem.
Can be ordered from our website, www.thewhitecellfoundation.com.ng. You could order for it online for 10,000 naira.
Okay, we order for it online for 10,000 naira. Well, we'd like you to support this move. It's very, very important you do that. I've been talking with Dr. Adelabu. You're welcome.
Thank you
for coming on the program, and also Mrs. Ogunlade.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you, sir.
Next time, we'll bring you another exciting guest on Health Point. My name is Prince Ifeanyi Dike. Bye for now.